Good afternoon. It is the 8th of December, Vlogmas day 8. Bit later today than I have been other days. Various things got in the way this morning that stopped me being able to record, so here I am on a lunch break coming to you, which has meant I haven't been able to open my advent calendars. Well, I mean, I could have done, but I wanted to open them with you guys. So I've been itching to open them, but I've had meetings and all sorts of stuff going on. So, without further ado, I'm gonna open my first one, which is a British Breeds advent calendar from Laight. And this is Masham DK from Northern Yarn. A beautiful, creamy, quite a nice halo, I think you can see on that one. Very beautiful. What does she say about Masham? Pronounced Massam. Thank you very much, Alex. That's helpful. Golden toned luster, a nice drape. It's very strong but still soft. Oh, beautiful. So I will be adding that to my woolly paper chain party. Alex was laughing at me that I had to have about 5 goes yesterday to be able to say woolly paper chain party. And ta-da! Look, there it is with yesterday's on, so that's gonna make another lovely little loop in there. Hurrah! And today, from my friend advent calendar, I've got a Jeanette bag, which is, and something sparkly inside. This is blues and turquoises, and it's got a little sparkle going through it as well. Fun and festive. Normally I'm not a sparkly girl, but every so often I feel like a sparkle is appropriate. And Pingu. Newt, motherfuckers. Brilliant. Thank you, Jeanette. That is fabulous. I will put that on straight away. I don't know if I have to bleep that out. I think you're probably all okay with that. Hurrah! Thanks, Jeanette. So, as much didn't happen yesterday, today I'm just going to talk about some Christmas presents I've been working on and some of the yarns that I have at Charlie Button Yarns. I, this year, have been working with Texel yarn. Texel's a very common breed in the UK, used a lot for meat production. They're really big, sturdy sheep. Oh, sorry, all over the place. I'm out of normal routine, and look what it's done to me. Let me see if I can show you a Texel on here, and I'll also look up a Massam. Yeah, so here are the Texels. This one just here. They're quite kind of broad-chested and built very four-square, and oftentimes, because particularly this year the price for wool has just plummeted, it's gone through the floor, more often than not the farmers who have these flocks for meat just chuck out the wool, and it's heartbreaking. So I intervened in a couple of situations and pulled out a good number of fleeces to be able to produce some yarn with, and it comes in the back, obviously, in this nice natural creamy colour. It's kind of an ivory, so, and it lends itself very well to dyeing and natural dyeing, and that's something I've been having a play with this year. I'm kind of dipped my toes into it, but there are more plans for 2021. So I've really enjoyed being kind of surprised by what comes out of the dye pots when what I think I've added into it is going to produce another colour entirely. So this beautiful golden yellow is from onion skins, and this pale minty green, it's almost kind of a pistachio ice cream colour, that came from the heads of chrysanthemum flowers petals that were pinks and purples, and they turned the dye pot this beautiful, rich, royal purple, and yet this colour came out of it. Who knows? That's what I kind of love. It's very unexpected. And then this is a, perhaps you can see it in contrast against the other one, a kind of creamy ivory beige, and that came from soaking pine cones and other bits of woody bits and bobs. So that's been really good fun, and I've been playing with these kind of different colours together. I've got more, but most of them are in stock with Ange at Yarn and Yarns. So if you're interested in Charlie Button yarns, they are only stocked with Ange at Yarn and Yarns for the moment. So that's where you'll find them, and you can get mini sets of both DK and 4-ply. But I've been using I wanted to say a thank you to those farmers who have spent all this time and effort raising their sheep and getting them sheared, and even though I've given them fair price for it, I feel like I wanted them to understand the value and the worth of the fleece that I was taking from them. So for one of the families that I got the texel off, I've been putting together some hats so they can have some hats from their own sheep. So there are a couple of different ones here. So this one, I've temporarily forgotten the name of the pattern, but I've done a colour work bit, and you can see there's a purple, and this is the onion. The purple came from sloe berries. And so I've got hats for all the family. So that one's a bit of a bigger one. And then I had a play around. I had some which I dyed with tea and chrysanthemum together, which gave this lovely nutty brown. So that's a bit of a short one. That's probably for one of the kids. And then this is a design. This is a design that I have put together myself. And probably write it up and publish it later this week. It's not very hard, but if any of you are interested, I will pop that up, probably on Ravelry or elsewhere. You can always DM me if you want one of my patterns and you're not using Ravelry at the moment. And the final hat, I've used my Texel DK, and this is dyed with lichen. Some lichen that I'd collected last March, I think, and it had been sitting around and had kind of lost some of its potency. Lichen can come out a very rich kind of coppery brown, but you can see this is not quite as strong, but it came out in quite a nice variegated way. And I test knit a hat pattern, this hat pattern, which is called the Welsh Tiger hat for Alex, the same Alex who has put together the British Breed advent calendar. So this hasn't been published yet. I've only just test knit it, and you can either have it as a kind of a beanie version like so, see, or you can have that kind of rolled up and have it sitting a bit higher on your head. So I've got those three out and ready, so I can parcel them up and send that to the farmer family where I got the texels from, so they can see why I get so excited about their fleece each year. Hopefully they'll get excited about it too now. And I also think I'm gonna put in, she's got a couple of kids, and I'm gonna put in one of the Charlie Button knitting kits. I've put together some very simple beginner knitting kits, just some little wristy hand warmers. I'll see if I can put in a picture. But they are a really simple pattern, and it's a really nice way to get people started on their knitting journey. I think when a lot of us learned to knit, we thought, yeah, I'm going to make a scarf. And actually making a scarf, although it's technically very simple backwards and forwards scarf stitch, it takes forever, and I think people who have just learnt generally start to lose the will. So by having small, achievable projects that have a little bit of interest in them, I think is better than starting people out on a big project that they're kind of destined to fail on. So that's the plan. Tomorrow I'm going to be taking you through a big unravelling project that I've been working on. That hasn't taken quite as long as it did to knit the original, but not far off. So I will be back tomorrow with some of that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Give me a like and a subscribe if you want to see some more. Bye bye.